everybody, my name is Brett and welcome back to City Skylines 2, where today we're going to be looking at one of the brand new Regions packs that just released today. Now, I'm unaware of whether or not I'll be able to post this video today or tomorrow because I just have some things going on, but if it gets out today, that's perfect because I want to go over what exactly this free Regions pack adds. It's the Japanese Regions pack for City Skylines 2, and it is, of course, a free DLC that's, well, more of a mod, but I call them DLCs because they have DLC levels of content, as you can see in front of me. However, this one is definitely a little bit different than the others, so stick around to find out, and let's get right to it. So the first thing that we have here, and I'm just going to go down in order because this pack doesn't add too much. It doesn't add anything like extravagant or super duper freaking cool, you know. I would say it's more of a lightweight mod pack if you enjoy lower amounts of file sizes because there are less assets in this one. However, that doesn't mean that they don't pack a punch because these are the Japanese residential buildings and they look Japanese without a freaking doubt. I mean, just looking at them, they're open space, small backyard, nice and confined. After all, Japan is an island, and of course, they only have so much space to work with. It's not like here in the United States where you can just place down a 10,000 acre building and have it seat a single family home. That's not how it is in Japan, okay? They have to work with space, and of course that means they have some tiny buildings. But don't they look adorable? I have always appreciated Japanese architecture. I appreciate everything from Japan because they know how to make a freaking building, and they know how to make it look good too. Not just the outside of these buildings, but fun fact, the inside of the buildings are just as space conscious as possible. It's really insane how much space that they managed to put in these small buildings. But of course that's small to me because, I mean, as I'm recording this, my ceiling is 8 feet tall, so it's kind of a little convoluted. But these assets, speaking of the game, not just the entire history of Japanese architecture, the assets in this pack look incredible. These are the 2x2, and then this is the 3x2. And they look great. They're pretty much identical to each other. Of course, the backyard is different. This one does not have a fence, and I was about to say, this is the driveway. It's not. I think it might be a little guarded. I'm pretty sure, please fact check me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure gardening is like a pretty big thing in Japan, especially like backyard gardening. I know it's kind of like, it's like that in Europe, and it's like that, you know, in Asia and North America too, but from what I know, Japan has like a notorious community for people planting things in their backyard. I don't know if that's true or not. Please fact check me, but I do remember hearing about it. But anyways, let's get back to literally what I'm recording right now. This is and it looks like the 3x6. Okay, looks like I kind of messed this up, but that's okay. So this is the 3x6, and you know what? Forget it. We're gonna just look at the 2x2, if you will. Nice square design. Really like it. Really like the color scheme. Of course, more modern flair. Japan has always been known for its more modern style buildings. They were quick to urbanize, especially after, pretty sure the 1950s. They had a big revitalization project. And a lot of their buildings look pretty freaking modern. A lot of squares if you go to Japan, a lot of squares. They don't really keep old architecture because I don't really know. But hey, they look like they have air conditioning. I mean, my building doesn't even have air conditioning, so they're leagues ahead of me. And I can see it right on here. Oh man, I wish I had one of those, but it's the middle of winter, so I don't really care. And then moving on, this is the 3x2. So it goes from 2x2 to 3x2. And it's basically the exact same, actually virtually the same exact asset. This one just has a little bit of a canopy, so you can park your little Kai car down below, but it still has some nice sizable space for you know, a larger car, which means that you can fit it into some other buildings. And this backyard, nice and spacious, nice place to raise a family, you know, and I love the sloped roof design because after all, you can't have a flat roof in real life because if water gets collected onto it, then all hell will break loose, but that's okay. But I really like the attention to detail, even down to the gutter right here, because this is the gutter on top. that is, man, they are really space efficient. Oh my goodness. I never actually looked at Japanese architecture super closely, but just seeing this really makes me realize just how space conscious Japanese architects really are with their homes, and I really do appreciate that. Now moving on, we are going to move on to, these are the same assets. Oh my goodness, they are the exact same. My fault. But let's continue nevertheless. Over here we have the big boys in town. This is the 3x6, and man, does it look like it could fit anywhere. Even here in the States, I have seen buildings being built like this. Not with this flat top sloped in, like, what would I call it, trench style roof on the top. I have never seen that here in the States. However, the whole building style, along with this area right here, this is something that's actually in my neighborhood, just a block away from my house. And I live all the way up in New York. You expect this to be in a more human environment, but it really goes to show that a lot of these packs are created with care, and they're created with the fact that, hey, you know, like, you can add in these buildings to other places. I mean, even this one is a 4x4, which is nice, and it just looks nice looking. Like, it looks just sleek and modern, and like just everything in between about it just looks really nice. But moving on from the smaller buildings, these are kind of the same thing. Yeah, this is the same deal. So is this one. And then this one is, I'm pretty sure, just a standard 3x3. It looks more like a ranch home, which is definitely pretty nice. I like to see that. But let's continue. These are the mixed zoning homes, and man, are there a lot. Japan is known for one thing and one thing only: urbanization. Man, do they love it. We're gonna be looking at these in a minute because they look pretty freaking cool, but for now, let's look at our medium density homes, which house, I think at their largest size, about 18 households, which is pretty big. That can get up to 50 people if you plan it out correctly. Oh no, this is their, oh well, no, this is mixed zoning. We'll get back to that in a second. But do these apartments look great? Yes. Do they look like they can be put in other builds? Yes. And that is what is magical about this. From the parking to the design to the nice balcony sections outside of the rooms, it looks incredible. You could build a nice, beautiful urban environment with this. But the only issue that I'm having so far, there aren't enough. I mean, just on this screen alone, I think there's about 30 houses that I've managed to place down. And I'm sure that there's a lot more. I'm sure there's a lot more variations. But in terms of, like, actual individuality, like each building looks different, I don't think that you'll be able to make a Japanese city anytime soon. You'll have to wait for asset modding for that, because what I'm seeing right now, I'm seeing just kind of a general lack, or rather lack thereof, Japanese buildings. And I mean, it's not like it's something that I'm complaining about, but I'm gonna talk more about that later. And then we have a couple of other medium density homes. It's, you know, it's really interesting to me how these buildings remind me of motels. And again, do not go in the comments and say you're a jerk for thinking that, like an actual jerk. We don't have stuff like that in Japan, you know, whatever. And it's not, I'm not even saying it to be controversial at all, but it's just because this is the style I grew up in. I grew up in the United States, so I'm very used to this type of architecture, and seeing this to me is kind of reminding me of, you know, a not residential, a commercial building, like hotels, motels, things of that nature. And again, I don't mean it to diss on anybody from Japan, but it's just a style that I'm used to, and I really do like them too. That's the thing. I can imagine this being put into a more urban environment, a transition between, you know, one to the next. However, one thing that I do think that I could mention is that these just kind of all fit together. Like, they just fit really nicely. I've never seen buildings fit this nicely before. And they have a little shed. Is this an outhouse? I do not know if it's an outhouse. If anybody is watching this and is from Japan, please tell me what this is. I think it's a shed, but I see the heart on it. And I'm like, outhouses have holes in them. but I don't know. I highly doubt it. But looking at this, it looks great. It looks fun. Not much else to say about it. And we have wheelchair accessibility. Okay? That's a good, important part of any sort of city, and I love to see it. And even this, look at the cables. This has some nice attention to detail, and I really like it. Don't know where those are going, though. I guess they have wireless electricity in Japan, though. But let's get this out of here. Looking at some more of them. Do they look more office-like? Yes. Again, this is because I'm used to that type of architecture and associating it with office buildings, but I think that that's just the style that they have. Again, it's all supposed to be space efficient. There's no sort of like, oh, look at that! They have a little divider. No way. There's Japanese text right there. That is something pretty freaking incredible. You know that? I haven't seen that on any other building except for the UK pack, which had that supermarket that had the text on it. This one also has a for sale sign. Oh wait, never mind. That's because nobody's moved in. But looking at this, it's very similar to this one. I'm pretty sure this is a 3x2. No, this one is a 2x2, and this one is a 2x3. Very nice, very individual. I could see some nice apartment complexes, especially from this one going into an American style build, because of course America is a melting pot, so we love to have every type of building style there is. We are like a video game character. We just freaking love it. And then we move on to our mixed zoning. Yeah, look at this, man. You can make some really nice plazas with this, and I'm really seeing the vision here of like just like, oh man, look at this. Imagine a nice little, hang on, I want to design this real quick. If I put a little parking lot next to it, hang on, let me cook for a second. Come on! You can't say it doesn't fit perfectly. It looks amazing. This entire thing looks beautiful. I love the Japanese text on it too. I think that that is like just an overall amazing detail. We even have one with, I thought I was about to say that that's grass. No, it's a green roof. Green roofs! I don't think I've ever seen a green roof in City Skylines 2 before, and I realized that I just pulled out a North American motel with a green roof, so never mind. But anyways, this could add into any sort of style build you're going for. This one kind of looks like a little ice cream shop, and I like this. I love the Japanese text. Ah, man, it looks like a little drive-through. I feel like that's something that City Skylines 2 is sort of missing from the game as a whole, is drive-throughs. I would love to see fast food places. Paradox Interactive, hit me up for email, my business email, and we'll get to work. Anyways, looking at this, we have a nice little garage because this one is pretty freaking big. It can hold 24 households, which can be up to 100 people, I'm pretty sure, if you really get lucky. But I really like the dividers. I love the size of the place. It's overall nice, and I have the same exact thoughts for these three right here. This one also looks really nice. Hey, Billy. Hey, John. How you doing? Pretty good. How are the kids? I love that little style right there. You can talk to your neighbors from across the abyss, and I love it. Now, let's move on to our public service stations. Now, public service stations, this one is one that definitely accentuated it a little bit. And I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all. I think it's nice. I think it's neat. I think it's great. But let's take a look at the hospital. One question that I have, and I just want to see, because there is this, right? This is text. And while I love the Japanese letters, what if I can write the word hospital on here using the Write Everywhere mod? Now, I've never actually used this before, so I don't know how to do this. Wow, this is, yeah, I'm not even gonna mess with this. But I'm sure that it's possible, and I love the design of this, and I'm gonna go ahead and assume that the upgrade goes right here. Bingo boongo. What was this? This was the inpatient ward, a ward for monitoring conditions under medical supervision. Patients receive intensive care here, which is beautiful. I love it. I love it. One thing that I would want to add, though, just a little bit more parking. But again, I'm from America, and we love that stuff. I see a couple of little jagged lines right here. Nothing that a little bit of awesome action can't solve. I just wish that there were more nodes, because there still are plenty of people who play City Skylines 2 who also don't use mods at all. So, you know, just a little thing. And then we have this nice little trees out in front, because this is the JP Hospital. This one is the medical center. This one is the hospital. Big parking lot. Nice and big, nice and roomy. We have some nice, beautiful room for handicapped patients, which is great. And this one can have a health check center, which adds not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, but 6 floors. Amazing. I love both of these assets. They look nice, they look modern, they look sleek, and overall they look great to stare at and gawk at. I love the pipes, I love the connectors, I love the windows. I really do like everything about this. As long as the tiles, look at that, I love it. Love it! Now let's move on to one of them that I have not seen yet, which is the Japanese Recycling Center. I've never seen any other pack in the game go for one of these management centers. Garbage management and power are two things that I haven't really seen at all. And there is a Japanese water plant. This one's really embracing the community service centers, and I really do appreciate that. But let's look at the JP Recycling Center. Get a nice lime color, nice tan color. Love to see it, and it looks great. And I like that little thing right there, that little weighing station. That's something that the Recycling Center in the base game doesn't have. And it makes sense to have it here. And why is it caged? Is this something that's super normal here? Which I'm fine with. There's bike racks right here. That's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome. We can have an extension wing, because this is the JP Town Elementary, suburban style. Then we have an elementary gym. Yeah. It looks nice. What else can I say about it? It looks more similar to the UK style packs. I'm not... Would I say it's the best asset in the game? No, but would I say it's the worst? Definitely not. I like these assets. I think they're nice. Could I add them into my build? No, because this is where it starts embracing the Japanese style here. Because then we move on to the town high school, which is a suburban style. We can add an extension wing, and similar to the rest, a gym and an extension wing, similar to that. And these are what the two look like fully loaded, and it is great. But another thing, a radio mass. I've never actually seen this before, nor do I mean, it's a radio mass, you know, that's, oh wait, this one. In case of emergency, the masks are used to broadcast an alarm. Does it have an alarm on it? Where is the alarm? Doesn't look like we have one. But I like that. Oh, PDX for Paradox. That is awesome. And then we have the Japanese post office. You know, a nice little quaint, little old Japanese post office. I love to see it. But moving back over to education, we have this. Is that glass? If it is glass, it looks freaking incredible. But we move over to the JP College, which adds a faculty building when you upgrade it, and a cafeteria and store. Pretty nice. Again, you can only work with so much space, but do I like it? Absolutely, I do. And it can hold 300 employees or 11,000 students. Holy moly. That is incredible. How much do these hold? 1,200. 1,500 when it's fully loaded. Wow, that is incredible. Moving over to the JP University, this one already off the bat holds 12,000 students, and then we can extend it with an extension wing if you need to. I don't even think you want to, but you can. And then you can move over and get a university library, which is a nice little extension. Ah! Look at it. Actually, hang on. I'm gonna put it right here. Ah, they don't connect. Wah, wah. But that's okay, that's fine. I like that, nevertheless. And then moving over to the fire quarters. These one look nice. This one can be upgraded with a nice garage extension. You know, nothing too great. I mean, wait, no. Nothing too bad. But they are pretty nice, as well as the fire station, which can add in a garage extension, a helipad, and then, oh, this one's nice. It has a little paradox. I wish they would kind of stop doing this, though. Adding in Colossal Order and adding in the logos kind of ruins the immersion, but it's City Skylines. What can you do, and then we can add in trading facilities. You know, I'm not really going to look at these too much because I kind of want to get into Saunders County and place some of these buildings down, because I love the suburban ones. But anyways, let's go back, and we have the JP headquarters, which can add in a radio tower, which is pretty neat, and then we can have a helipad. This thing looks brooding, and I like the big, like, you know the scroll wheel on a mouse? The scroll wheel on a mouse. That's kind of what it reminds me of. But I like it nevertheless. Doesn't mean I don't like it. Don't think I don't like this pack for a second. But because there wasn't that much content to look at, that means that we can get into Saunders County even sooner. Gosh darn it! And let's place down some of these buildings because I have some really neat ideas of how I can implement some of these buildings, especially these. So. So now I know that it doesn't look like the best build in the entire world, but that's because I'm kind of constrained for time. However, I want to leave on a couple of things. Now, does this pack absolutely blow me out of the water and impress me with everything? No, it doesn't. And quite frankly, I'm a little disappointed. But, I mean, it is a free pack, first of all, and second of all, it's free. And people put their heart and souls into these packs, and I will never say that it's bad. However, I do think that it's missing a couple of things, and this is critiquing Brett over here. I feel that there's a big lack of public transportation buildings. Japan is known for its public transportation. That is one thing that they take pride in, and it's one thing that will always be a part of them. Throughout history, they've always been known to transport millions upon millions of people within minutes. Throughout their cities and, you know, country roads and everything else. I mean, they have some of the fastest trains in the world, but we didn't get any of that. For a pack that I feel deems something with public transportation, the rest of them, I'm perfectly fine with not having them because they have their own historical identities. Japan's historical identity is one of those things. They are a technologically advanced country that has a lot of public transportation, and the only thing that I have is that, you know, like, it's kind of, it makes the pack feel a little bit bland. So now, if I'm gonna go ahead and review this pack from a scale of 1 to 10, I'd honestly give it a 6 out of 10, unfortunately. This is the first pack that I've rated so low before, and the reason being, there's not enough public transportation buildings. The buildings from far away kind of look unrendered. Like, I feel like there could have been more to this pack that could have been added. And I personally do not think that the weight was substantial enough for it to warrant things like that. If you guys kind of understand what I'm saying here, by no means do I think that this pack is bad. I just simply am stating my opinion about the fact that I think that there should be more that should be added. But overall, is the pack good? Yeah. Is it bad? A little. But hey, imperfection is just as close as perfection because it gives it character. Gosh darn it. And I couldn't have built in this nice, cozy little suburb just outside of the town of Oxbow without the pack. And I do appreciate the guy for making this pack. I don't know. I couldn't find any socials of him. But just check out the update just released today. Go check it out if you haven't. And without further ado, everybody, my name is Brett. And I love all of you guys. Thank you guys for checking out my channel. If you did like this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below what you want to see next. Because I am riveted for what I'm going to show you guys in the next episode of Thunder County. Don't worry, a new episode is coming. Check before the end of this week. It's going to come out probably Wednesday, probably Friday actually, because I have a bunch of things going on. But I will see you guys in the new moon. Peace out. Love you all. And have a fantastic day. Oh, and before I go, I also added in this. Yeah, the Japanese telephone tower. It looks pretty freaking cool. All right, see you guys.